what is in this outfit? It's I look good.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Musician Loves Honey, and I am still the musician
Nope,
Maria,
nope,
and this is the honey
This
Kevon.
is Kevon Tyree is me. I am the musician. This is the rock star groupie, aka
No,
Honey.
I told you
She's
already.
spicy, Honey. She's spicy because of the got the things and this.
Well,
She
it
got
depends,
the rock star, Honey.
It depends what is your definition of groupie. For me, I don't like it.
I know. Then wear something else.
Can I be? Okay, I'm gonna wear something else.
All right, wear something else. Because
but you know what? I like it. It's
listen.
I felt
that
like
spice.
I'm a rockers.
I like some. Listen, that spicy honey you rocking is someone's gonna want to put their tongue all over that. All right, so you're gonna be just fine.
Where?
Pick a place.
Now,
of
anyways,
course, we have our guest here.
Yes.
All right.
Miss Diana Hamilton,
Yes.
my sister from another parent.
Right. Now, please say the internet radio station you're on again, please.
The caffeineradio.com.
All right. Now, before we get into our subject, I want to go back to one thing that we discussed earlier. And she was talking about on Classic Rock on your vlog that they talk about a certain date in history.
Yeah.
This. Right.
It's a history lesson.
Now, my question to you is, even though most people in that demo would obviously know a lot of the acts and things like that, there's still going to be some dissension or some difference of opinion on a certain group or a certain style within that era. So why does that not happen in the vlog for some reason? There seems to be just a history lesson and that's it. At least from how you're...
Because I'm not a writer.
Yeah?
I'm really not. I'm not a writer.
Okay.
I don't get into it. I don't like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather get on there and talk and play music and have a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, just listen to the music, right?
I mean, literally, I do it from my room. So every time I go on the air, everybody's in my bedroom with me. Everybody's in bed with me.
Woo!
For that 2 hours.
2 hours.
See?
I did.
That sounds, you know what?
I had the flu one time, and I actually did. I pulled the computer had it right on my bed. I was like, okay, guys, I'm sick as hell. You're listening to music. I'll talk once in a while. I'm sick, but you're in bed with me. Have fun.
How long you been doing this?
8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Here in Las Vegas, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So before that, what you used to do?
I used to I tried surfing.
Ooh.
I ran horses. I had horses in a racetrack when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done the racetrack thing. I've had my mom place my bets when I was too young to do it.
Did you win?
No, because she didn't think I was smart enough, and she screwed me out of a claiming race.
Ooh, see, bad moms.
Bad mommy. She thought it was ridiculous. I told her to put $1,000 on one particular horse. She wouldn't do it. I was working behind the track. I knew who was holding.
Oh, see. So that's family. What are you gonna do?
Gotta love her though. She's a great woman.
But you know what? It's your mom. Sometimes even though you don't like what they do and say, is you cannot do. Yeah, you cannot do the same thing as how you deal with the people you don't like. You still deal different way with parents. Walk away. Yeah.
Over the years, as you grow older, the people you don't like in the beginning when you're younger, of course you bully them. You fight back. Mm-hmm. You tell stories. You tell lies about them because that's what kids do.
Mm-hmm, yes.
It goes all the way through high school and sometimes into college. But as you get older and through the decades, you get so tired of it. You just look at them and roll your eyes and go, you know what? You're the winner. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. And walk away. Because it's easier, it's less drama, and no negativity.
There's a person that I know who is a pretty lady, but we seem to not get along. I won't say that to someone, I guess you could say, because she's in she goes to my bar where I live in my area. Uh-huh. She lives in the exact same area. She works at the bar there. She's a pretty lady, very chill. She's a little too, she's outspoken in some instances and mousy in others. And I respect both. I like the more upfront person than the mousy person.
Right.
But we don't get along because I am, of course, equally outspoken.
Right.
And I will say some stuff that, you're not supposed to say.
I do the same thing.
Right. Example, she's maybe 120 pounds. And I said, maybe there's a fat version of that. Which there is.
I'm sure.
Where she did not like, but you know what? You drink a lot of beers, guess what happens?
You get a belly.
Yeah, so and she's a pretty girl, don't get me wrong.
And you look like you're pregnant after a while. I know men that look like they're 9 months pregnant.
In 20 years, she's gonna look like that.
In 20 years, yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna suck up her face, her looks, everything.
I already know that, so that's why I stay running and drink hard liquor. But that's a whole nother thing. But that's probably the only example I have of dealing with someone that I don't necessarily like.
I just pretty much polite formalities and go my own way. I ran into Actually, this last October at the dive bar, I ran into someone that I used to be friends with that I cannot stand the sight of anymore.
Right.
And I was there to see one particular band, and I was there, well, actually two particular bands. I was there for Vicious Rumors and JC Purdue.
Okay.
And she showed up with one of the bands, and I just basically ignored her, walked right past her, didn't even acknowledge her presence. Looked right through her like she was invisible, and she did the same to me. So it was like, it was perfect because there was
equal opportunity. Right. No, yeah.
Matter of respect, stay out of my space, I stay out of yours.
Yes.
But if you do happen to slam into somebody you don't like, if crowd or something, at least be polite and just like, excuse me. They want to be a jerk, let them be a jerk.
Right.
Because they get to go back to their miserable life full of negativity, and we don't.
So my question about that is, how would you really know that, any action that they're doing at that point is towards you? Because
you don't.
Yes, you don't. You know what I actually figure out all these years is your opinion of how they act towards you. Actually, sometimes it shows how you act towards them.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, on my situation is, I like everybody.
Lie.
I like everybody.
Lie.
And if I don't like somebody, I can actually play that around.
But see, this is the thing. This is why I said that's a lie, because she, in this instance, and I'm going to say it in this way so you can understand. In this instance, she is the stereotypical female. And only this example, and you know what I'm talking about in this, where you have the girl that goes, oh, how are you? It's good to see you. And in her mind, she's thinking, bitch.
I know, right?
Right. And she has the big shit-eating grin all the time, right? She just goes, oh, hi, how you doing, bitch? How you feeling? I don't know.
It's like, you haven't dropped that yet?
Right, that type of stuff, right? So that's why I'm calling you out on that hot shit, man.
There's a lot of people that
calling you out, because you're just like, because she's the one that'll go, oh, so good to see you, bitch,
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's an advantage. Sure. Because you don't want to burn any bridge. That's why I do what I do. Is because you know what, I don't live with you anyway. So you know what, I'm just gonna put my smile, my biggest smile, and then when I don't see you, then I don't call you anyway. I don't.
Right. Yeah. It's just better to ignore them.
Yeah. I mean, I've had that conversation with another friend that we've talked about, obviously. And
is that Liza?
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not going to go there. No, I'm not going to go there. At least not on Nice and Not Live. And, that person would be like, oh, well, what about what this person said and that person said and this person? And I'm like, I don't care.
Oh, God, I hate that he said she said
that. Yes, I hate that.
You know what I mean? I don't care. Even if it's a family member. If it's something that you're comfortable doing or something you're not comfortable doing in every situation, and they have a difference of opinion about it, if you're really firm on that, I don't give a what you think. Yeah, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm comfortable with that.
The rumor mill is even the best. Oh, she went and she did this, and this. Well, did you videotape it, and did I have fun?
Yes.
Right.
I'm so tired of hearing that stuff.
Yes.
It's like in our age groups now, I mean, from 30s and up, you should have grown up by now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to make it short and sweet, it should not matter. Now, granted, we all have our different comfortabilities. We all have our different, things that we think is acceptable and unacceptable. Right. And of course, we could debate that till the cows come home. But as I've always said, as long as you're handling your business and you're doing what you're supposed to do, and in your own circle, everything is fine. You're not trying to hurt. You're not trying to hurt anybody. You're not trying to get a lawyer, get the cops involved. Right, the drama stuff. Why are we worried about what I'm doing? Just let me do what I do, and let me just chill. Am I killing myself? Am I doing something that's going to harm the people around me? You know what I mean? No. Then what's the business here? And that's the bottom line. People always have this, oh, you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't do this.
You know what I always say is, I have a talk with one of our team this morning. I said, you shouldn't be asking me or other people what this other people does and what type of person is. You go and do your own diligence, and figure out yourself. Because I said earlier, because no matter what I say, if this person didn't do you anything wrong, you shouldn't be mad on this person.
Right, and there's just some people that you just don't click with.
Yes,
that's true.
And there's no reason why you can't do the polite formalities and just stay on an acquaintance type basis. You don't have to deal with those people. You don't have to talk to them on a daily basis.
Yes.
You're not, like you said, living with them or working with them. So it's like polite formalities, and if they want to get nasty, like I said, they go on with their own miserable lives. It doesn't affect you because negativity in your life is just too much. It's too much drama.
Yes, I already have that. I don't need to, deal with yours.
Exactly. Her miserable life is that Grinch heart she has and that bustier.
I have that, but I don't actually care what other people does. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you
you were saying it's me, okay?
Yeah.
I thought they were talking about
I'm talking about that Grinch heart you got because you don't want to hang out with everyone from Whoville and Horville. You hate both towns.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying.
Here we go again.
See?
Well,
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Why are you going to hate on Whoville and Horville? They're both fun in their own unique way.
I don't hate anybody. Did I tell you that? I love everybody.
That. And I said that's a lie because you just shook their hand and go, bitch, while you're smiling.
It could be a major dislike.
It could be a major dislike. It could be major, but I will just
hate's an awful strong word.
That's true.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. I will say that in the instance you were talking about earlier, that how people get information from other people. Yeah. We're all guilty of that at one point.
Yes, we are, but
we do because it's basically like we're checking a resume.
Yeah, but we all do that. Say what about this? What about that?
If my good friends warn me about someone, I know they're warning me because that person did something really horrible to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that just puts me on guard.
Right.
And I've been in that situation where I've done my due diligence. Everything was really kosher. Friends with one woman for 10 years. Best friends. We went everywhere together. We did everything. I trained her dog. I housebroke her dog. Everything else, back and forth. And all of a sudden she just did something that was just really unacceptable that I was not happy with. Mm-hmm. And she would not budge on it. She said some horrible things about one of my loved ones. And mistakenly copied me on the email.
So copied you on the email?
Oh my God, that is...
real dumb. And, it just gets to the point where, you know what? I shut her off completely. Wouldn't talk to her, nothing. And she went behind my back and started trying to contact my daughter and everything else. And I was like, no, this is not happening.
Right.
And my daughter was not exactly a minor, but my daughter has some intellectual handicaps. So she's very innocent to a lot of things.
Okay. So if she was naive in something, it makes sense for her because of some of that stuff.
Right. Okay. So it was kind of like, I just shut her off completely. Mm-hmm. I've run into her in a couple of places over the years, and I look the other way, like she doesn't exist.
No.
And that's the best way to handle it because
sometimes that happens.
You see, that's what I was talking to him a few weeks ago. Is I give chances to people when they do me wrong. I give more chances. Listen to this. I give more chances than I should have. Mm-hmm. But when I said enough is enough, I just turned off my emotion. I said I don't want anything to do with you.
This is how she's. Well, now to your point, this is why you became a Grinch because of all that, and I get that. That does make sense. I mean, look, they say a person who's a pessimist, was a disappointed optimist. And obviously I'm paraphrasing the phrase, but right. So when someone is open and they get trampled on and hurt and taken advantage of or what have you, they learn to be steely. They learn to be closed off. They learn to be protective. And they have to do that because their experience has dictated to them that me doing what I was doing before has just left me in shambles. Mm-hmm. So why would I continue to be that person?
Exactly.
So
I agree with that.
Right. And like I said, to that point, I do understand. So I get that.
But I'm still fabulous.
You are fabulous, but you're just a fabulous Grinch groupie.
I don't like the groupie. You can put on the two.
All right. Well, now this is what I'm saying. This is to go. I want to say this. You can't say you don't like it and then say you have no problem going up and down Tropicana. You can't say that. Because you do realize, and everyone out here who lives in Las Vegas does know this, Tropicana is one of the breeding grounds for the working girl, a.k.a. prostitute. So you're basically saying I have no problem hanging out with them because you look the part.
But anyways, let's go back to our topic here.
You just cut that off real quick.
Well, I'm just saying, man. Let's be real with this. See, she don't like that I'm right, y'all. That's what it is. Now, don't get upset.
Okay, now I just lost my next question.
Well, get to it then.
No, you get to it.
All right, I can't do that on camera with all this. That's not gonna work.
The question is not for me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's for Diana.
See, it caught me off guard.
Whatever.
All right, whatever. All right. Anyway, why do you love doing what you do?
I come from a long line of musicians. My grandfather was a music teacher back east.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He played with people like Louis Prima. He played with some of the big bands. He was a studio musician and a teacher during the days of Prohibition.
Mm-hmm.
He got offered to play a lot of speakeasies, and he wouldn't do those. He was a very, very strong family man.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that talent trickled down to my siblings. I've got my two sisters. One plays the banjo, the piano, and she can play guitar. The other one plays piano, the flute.
Mm.
My brother, who's no longer with us, he passed 3 years ago this Christmas.
I'm so sorry to hear
that. He played by ear.
Okay.
Anything he heard, you could play him something, and he'd pick up any instrument and he'd play it right back to you.
Did you ever sing?
No, I mean, we messed around with karaoke and stuff when we were like totally intoxicated.
That's not the same.
And it's not the same.
That's not the same.
Do you sing? No, I'm the musician, so.
I know I sing. You, on the other hand,
Stop.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
But I have more love of music. I was more putting things together. When my brother got his first band,
mm-hmm.
They were so awful. And you got to picture this: 3 guys in their late teens, early 20s. He drained the water in his waterbed. The drum set sat in the frame of the waterbed.
Okay.
They had amplifiers all over his little room, which is about the size of this. And they started off, and the bass player's sister and I were sitting out in the family room, and we're looking at each other. It's like, oh my God, they're horrible. So we actually called our first band Morning Sickness.
Wow.
Yeah,
funny.
Christy, you remember that? I know, because I'm going to send this to my girl, Christy. Up
Oh my goodness.
That is funny.
We
Morning
called them
Sickness.
Morning Sickness. But as they went on, they got really good, and my brother went on to play with several bands. He opened up for people like George Strait, Pam Tillis, John Anderson, and so he had a really good. He went with it. He eventually learned how to read and write music, and so he went on, and then he into construction and auto mechanics. He never made a career out of the music, and then eventually his hands and everything with the gout and calcium deposits all over his hands and several other medical issues. He just couldn't pick up his guitar and play anymore.
That's too bad.
Oh, yeah, that's sad.
That's very painful.
Especially when your passion is
Very frustrating.
music.
Yeah. The second it was Thanksgiving night, and one of my friends played a song on the guitar, and he took it right from her and played it right back. First time he ever picked one up, he was about 12 or 13. And that was it. He had my grandfather send him all the stuff for drums and that he needed to learn and everything else, and he just started plugging away at music.
Wow, that's very cool.
And I'm just the organizer.
Well, do you have a thing, since you kind of have a lot of music that you play on your show, and also you had a lot of people that want to put their original music and get their shine and stuff like that, what is your take on the original music scene here, as far as artists here in Vegas that I want to get their music out, versus the cover situation that obviously is really prevalent in this town?
Oh yeah, the cover situation is big.
Yes.
Smashing Alice is one of the best cover bands we have in Vegas for rock and roll. Their frontman Dallas Williams is amazing. Paul Cunningham and the rest of the guys are really good. They just recently picked up Ruz Rocks, and Dirty Paradise is now putting their set. They came back together from years ago. So poor Dallas, he's doing 3 bands right now.
Yeah,
he's doing 2 covers and Dirty Paradise.
Wow, I'm informed myself now.
Yeah, so you know how it is.
Yeah, I do.
And then having a man job, to help cover it all.
Right.
As he calls it, it's a man job. So
it's a man job.
It's a man job.
But they are one of the best cover bands because they do a variety. They don't do just one group. But the best of the groups when it comes to a cover band that strictly sticks with one band would be Sin City Kiss.
Okay.
They do the makeup. They bring you back to the 70s, to the original. They just don't destroy the equipment.
Well, I don't think they'll do that.
No, but they are one of the few bands that has been endorsed by Kiss completely. And Gene Simmons actually endorses his impersonator, who is Luis Reyes, who lives here.
Right.
Wonderful guy, wonderful family. And he does, when you see him on stage, he sounds just like Gene Simmons.
Wow.
He's phenomenal.
Okay.
So the cover band is kind of cool, and some of these bands make some really good money.
Yeah, yes they do. Yes they do.
They make real good money.
Familiar with a few of them. My thing is, and this is a genre issue, not exactly the cover original issue, because obviously, because I do originals as well, and I know how tough that is, especially in this town that's full of cover.
Exactly.
They just want the hits. My thing on this thing is, because I'm an R&B guy, and I love rock music. I mean, that'd be my thing, but I like it. A lot of the bands I love and respect and all that good stuff. But it just seems to be more of a rock place than an R&B place from my point of view.
Well, it is.
And that's for me that's frustrating.
Because rock is better than R&B.
No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. Now, granted, the outfit does help your case, but no, that's not true.
Every genre has their greats. And they do, and from every era.
Right.
I mean, I never really got into the blues when I was a kid.
Right.
I was strictly rock and country. Growing up, my first time really experiencing the blues was when I walked into the Sand Dollar to pick up a friend who was drunk one night.
Ooh.
And Charlie Tuna was playing.
Okay.
Have you met Charlie?
I don't think I have.
He's a phenomenal man. He was picked up several years ago by B.B. King and played with him until B.B. passed. But I actually took my friends home and went back. Mm-hmm. And I stayed until the music stopped, and it was phenomenal. Okay. And I sat down and talked with Charlie many times, and he would tell me who to listen to. He would recommend other artists that were in the genre. And I think I've got everything by B.B. King. I got everything by Muddy Waters. Yeah. Etta James, Nina Simone, all of them.
You ever heard of Guitar Watson? Listen to him, blues player.
No, I haven't gotten to him yet. I have him on a list. I haven't gotten to him yet.
I've just discovered him through some various bands and shows I had to do. Yeah. Fun guy, fun music. And Gold Top Bob, he's an older guy who performs in town.
Oh wow, I have to check them out.
He is amazing.
Because now the Sand Dollar is really not just a blues genre anymore.
No, it's not.
Do everything.
No, it's not.
It's not the same. It's not. I mean, guy, you remember back in the '90s, you couldn't get in the place if you got there past 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. You had to park on the other side of the complex by the 15. Mm. It was jam packed.
Yeah, but the Sand Dollar's been around forever. It's been, it's just a staple as far as local Vegas is concerned.
Yeah, but it's basically everything else everywhere you go. I mean, it's more of a rock genre.
And that's just like for me because my roots are R&B in like 70s, 80s, 90s R&B and obviously hip hop in that era to an extent.
Jerry's Nugget used to do a lot of R&B.
Yeah, the Treasure Island did. They did a summer thing. Flamingo did when it was a Flamingo. Now it's the Westgate. They did stuff over at the pool sometimes.
I think George Wallace used to perform on that, right?
Yeah, he's there. Of course, he's there now, but he used to do that some years ago.
It's in the Paradise.
Right. He used to go over at. That's right. He was over there, and they used to do a pool thing, and there would be R&B acts that played there. They still have it over at the Downtown Grand when their pool is open in the summer. Right. But it's just very, very particular.
It's very skimpy on
it's very skimpy from my genre particularly.
It is, and it's sad.
Which is
because R&B
makes it
is
tough.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah, because this makes it
all
tough.
Of that is wonderful music.
But that's my other thing because granted, the Motown era of the '60s is an amazing era.
It was.
However,
fantastic.
A lot of them really don't go past the major hits that everyone loves and past 1990.
They don't.
They'll still go the 70s. They'll pick a little bit in the 80s. They'll pick a little bit of the 90s and today, and they won't really do much else. And I'm like, there is a plethora of stuff.
There's so much
that people just will not or afraid to do. I've said I like to do a song, Children's Story from Slick Rick, and one of the songs I do. Mm-hmm. And that song came out in 1985.
Can you sing it?
Well, it's a rap song, so you don't necessarily sing it. Oh. But it's
why don't you rap it? But anyways.
Well, I mean, you look like you're ready to be unwrapped, honey. So I don't know what you're talking about. You will be the perfect Christmas gift for somebody. You will be holiday spam.
No, thank you.
See?
No, thank you. Anyways, yes. Anyways.
You see how she is? You're such a Grinch.
I'm not a Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Sing it.
You're such a dirty soul.
Well, we're gonna be actually.
You gotta give up that nookie to someone who deserves it, Mrs. Grinch.
I miss.
Yeah. You ever thought about hooking up with Opportunity Village to do maybe the seasonal opening?
You know
night?
what? They do that every year. Yes,
They
and I have forgotten all
I was there
about
for
that.
Opening night.
I have forgotten all about
My
that.
daughter volunteers there every year, 7 nights a week.
I have a. You know what? We have time to do this. We have time, or we're gonna take a break.
We're gonna take a break.
All right.
Yes,
so,
because we actually went over our time.
all right. So
and
I'll tell you in between the break. But yes, we're gonna take a break, pay some bills. This is Musician Loves Honey right here on Social Media Shows. Thank you. We'll be right back.